Memorial Day isn't just about grilling burgers and hitting the lake.
Memorial Day is about honoring the people who never made it home because freedom always comes with a price.
This is Jim. He tears up every time he hears taps. And he's the only guy I know who can name every war and every commander for every military movie that's ever been made.
And this is Tab. She may never have served in uniform, but she serves serious attitude every time someone confuses Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
And
And together,
together, we're
we're
Unretired
Unretired
AF.
AF.
Hello and welcome to today's show. Today we're going to be on a little bit more of a serious topic, that Memorial Day isn't what you think it is. The meaning of Memorial Day. Memorial Day is not just another 3-day weekend. It seems like in our culture it's kind of become that. Just a time for workers to be excited about being off work for 3 days, but it really means a lot more than that.
Yes, it's definitely not a commercial holiday.
Right.
Memorial Day is for honoring those military people that have lost their lives. Yes, their lives, never to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want to share just a little bit about our personal experience with the military. Neither of us have lost any family members
No.
in conflict, but our lives were certainly impacted by military service. Both of our fathers served. My father was in the Marine Corps, and he didn't talk about it a lot. But I do know that it impacted the way that he lived his life and the values that he had and the honor that he had. My father became a firefighter after he left the Marine Corps. And I think that brotherhood that he found in the military is something that he really enjoyed when he was a firefighter.
Yeah. My father served in both Korea and Vietnam. In fact, he served 4 tours in Vietnam.
Mm.
We lived on base housing, and it's funny. I've told this story before, but every afternoon at 1 o'clock, all the kids would be outside playing, and if you saw a black staff car coming through, everybody ran to the house. And we had all seen that whenever there was a black staff car in, and there was somebody in their dress whites in full uniform, that means somebody in our neighborhood had passed in Vietnam. And, you know, all the wives, everybody would just be standing at the window, seeing which house they were going to stop at. I'll never forget that. My dad never told me a Vietnam story. Never once. He must have seen some very, very horrific things, and it really, really affected him. Really affected him.
I think it affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
I knew people. I had friends. Their older brothers went, and when they came home, they were never the
Yeah,
same. I mean, a part of them, even though they came home, a part of them died on that field.
absolutely. A large part.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
large part.
Well, how Memorial Day has changed. Well, probably the biggest way that it's changed. I know when we were growing up, it was a big deal,
Right.
and the community was very patriotic. I think now society has just changed. The patriotism isn't the same as it was when we were younger, and Memorial Day has been diluted into people thinking, oh, I'm going to get a sale on my mattress, or I'm going to go to the beach, or I'm going to go water skiing on the lake, or I'm going to go to a party or a barbecue at someone's house.
Or the big one, I get a 3-day weekend.
I get a 3-day weekend, and while all those things are true, I think the meaning of why we get to enjoy those things has become diluted
Right.
in society now.
And it's our opinion that we need to keep this day intentional.
Yeah.
This day never needs to be forgotten
Or commercialized.
or commercialized.
Right.
It never needs to be.
Right. Ways to bring the meaning back. Well, one of the ways that you can do it is you can contact your local VFW or your American Legion. I'm sure they've got remembrance ceremonies going
Yeah.
on that you can be a part of, and I'm sure they would love the help
Yeah.
if you wanted to volunteer and help. Another way is you can contact or go to one of the national cemeteries. I know you were telling me that they were making a plan to lay a wreath
Right.
on the tombstone of every
Every
fallen soldier.
yeah, every soldier that's been laid to rest in
Yeah,
all the national cemeteries.
yeah.
And they were, as of yesterday, they were still looking for volunteers.
Uh,
So it's a big deal. I think they said there were going to be 3 million something wreaths laid on tombstones. Um,
wow.
that's a big deal when you think about it. It's
Well,
a very, very big deal.
I mean, when you do it, and remember when we went to the National Cemetery in San
Yeah.
Diego, and one of the things that was really um, sobering, I guess is the right word, is there are people there, soldiers there from many different wars, not just Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, old wars like the War of was there like or 1812?
Well, yeah, the Spanish acquisition was in there.
So that's one thing that you can do to help remember is to get involved.
Yeah. Um, you know, if you have a story, we all hear stories about of people that have passed. I mean, one of the, I guess, the most historic and the one we all know about, and to this day, we still have a guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Washington. Um, there are people, unfortunately, in war that get vaporized, and a lot of times they don't even know who they were, only
Right,
that they fought for our country.
right,
So if you have a story or know a story, post it. Tell a young person what the true meaning of this day is all about. Because like Tav said earlier, I don't think you're teaching this stuff in school anymore.
I don't think so
Um,
either. I don't either.
it's just very important that this holiday, well, excuse me, this day of remembrance
Right,
is recognized, because in my eyes it's not really a holiday, it's a very sombering event.
right. I mean, the only
So
thing that makes it a holiday is that it's a bank holiday. The banks are
right,
closed and stuff on
right,
Monday, but yeah, as Jim said, it's a day of remembrance. It's not necessarily a holiday, although we can be grateful and
sure,
enjoy our life, just keeping in mind of what that means.
yeah,
Sort of like one of my favorite songs by the Zach Brown band, Chicken Fried. I love that
yeah,
song. Just talks about the American way of life. But at the end, there's a very solemn verse. And I just learned recently that that verse was written after 9/11,
wow,
when it just talks about the people, because 9/11 was one of the biggest inspirations for people joining the military. There was a
right,
huge influx
right,
of people who joined the military after 9/11. And, that song talks about the remembering those who died,
yeah,
who gave it all.
yeah,
So, I think, we can enjoy the day, but we need to keep in mind the purpose of what it was designed and what it was set, why it was even
right.
declared a holiday in the first place.
So I guess I would ask you to join us to raise a glass in the remembrance of those who lost their life in protecting and defending the United States of America's honor.
Yes, yes. Well, and just a little bit of reflection. We don't normally do a reflection part on our episodes because our episodes are normally a little more humorous
Yeah,
but make no mistake about it. I mean, the rest of the world does not have the right to be rebellious the way we are in the Unretired AF community. All of you out there who are rebels, just understand the rest of the world doesn't have the right to free speech,
right.
doesn't have a Declaration of Independence and a Bill of Rights and all the things that we enjoy and are able to express ourselves however we want to,
Yep.
and have our opinions out there however we want to. They don't have that.
Right.
So we need to reflect on that and appreciate all of that. And, we don't have to necessarily be somber and depressed or whatever, but we do need to be respectful
Absolutely.
and grateful. I mean, gratitude is
Absolutely.
really the emotion that we should carry in our hearts this day.
And we need to be mindful, and we need to make sure
Yeah.
that those that don't know about it learn. And
Right.
when I say that, it would definitely be the younger. I think anybody in our age range knows all about Memorial Day, but a lot of these kids coming up these days just
Right.
think it's a day to get, like you said, mattresses and white goods on sale.
Right. Right.
Memorial Day is much more, to us anyway, than just a passing thought.
Yes.
It is, to me, it is a very sombering event. And it does bring back when I was a kid and seeing that car drive up.
Right.
Because
well, you have personal experiences that tie into that. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And so we're not, asking everybody to have that same feeling.
Right.
But but at least be respectful and understand that, that we need to be grateful to those who have protected our freedoms.
Right.
So that they remain. Well, the takeaway from today's episode is, I think we've already, given a lot of those, but, as unretired AF people, as the rebels that we are, we owe it to the people who gave it all to live our life to the fullest.
Yeah.
To be free.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave it all so that we could be free and so that we could speak our minds.
Yeah.
So.
But we need to know when to back off sometimes, when to slow down.
Yeah.
We need to pay respect. We need to, this whole country really, I don't know where respect is gone.
Right.
People don't respect. This seems to be a hard time for somebody respecting someone in uniform.
Yeah.
And that bothers me. It bothers me greatly.
Yeah, both of us.
And, just today, if you don't get anything out of this episode, remembrance of why you can turn on YouTube and watch us.
Right.
Has been done by someone that has lost their life for our rights and freedoms.
Well, and one thing that we need to make really clear too is, honoring our soldiers does not mean that we agree with every political decision that has been made in the military.
No.
I mean, that has nothing to do with that.
No.
I mean, Jim and I have both, very strong opinions about things, but regardless of that, we can still respect our military because they don't make those decisions.
Right.
They don't make those decisions. And, imagine being told to do something that put you in harm's way and then you didn't agree with it. And that's what they agree to do when they sign on the dotted line to join the military. So we have to respect that.
Right.
At least that they're willing to do, to follow an order that they may put them in danger, and often does. So just understand, we're not, I think that this is not a Republican or Democratic issue.
No.
This is an American issue. And as Americans, we should be able to come together and honor our soldiers and honor particularly the ones that paid the ultimate price and gave it all.
If you know that, someone like that, if someone in your family is served, if you had a close friend that served, all of us are old enough to have been through some conflicts.
Yeah.
Please post their name and the conflict in our comments section so they can be recognized.
Yes, we want to remember them. And that's what the purpose of today is, to remember them. It's not about me. It's not about Jim.
No.
It's about coming together as a nation to honor those that provided the freedoms that we enjoy.
And if any of our viewers have served, Thank you so
Yes.
much for your
Yes.
service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Well, I'm not slowing down.
And neither should you.
And together, we're Unretired AF.